This time we're doing my Take Me With You workout. I call it the Take Me With You workout because this is the one I recommend to all my clients when they go on holiday. It's a full body workout that's easy to do anywhere, anytime. So let's start on the mat. We're going to start with our core workout, as we always do. But we're going to start today with leg slides. So lying down with your knees bent, feet flat on the floor, hip distance apart. Inhale to tighten your core muscles. So that's cold pull, tight jeans. Keep your pelvis level. And exhale to lift one foot slightly off the floor so it hovers and extend the leg out straight so it's parallel to the floor. Inhale to bend it back in and lower back down. So change legs, exhale, lift one foot and extend it away. Inhale to bend it in and lower down. So keep going, keeping even weight through both hips. And the challenge of this exercise is to make sure that you're not arching the back as you extend the leg away. We're going to work alternating legs, and then we're going to really challenge the core by using double legs. So lift and extend away and inhale to bend it back in. Let's do one more each side. Make sure that the ribs stay the same distance from the hips the whole time. So no arching the back. This time we're going to do double legs. It's much harder with double legs, so really tighten those core muscles. Cold pull, tight jeans with the inhale. Exhale to lift both feet off the mat slightly, extend away. Inhale, bend it back in and lower down. So if you find that too challenging, exhale to lift and just extend part of the way. Inhale to bend it in and lower down. So using both legs means that the center of gravity for the body really extends away from the torso and really challenges the abs and the core muscles. It's quite incredible how such a small movement can be quite so challenging for the abs. Let's do one more. Just make sure that the belly button stays pulled in towards the spine and that the abs don't pop up. Good. Now that we've got those core muscles nice and warm, we're going to do pendulum. Place your hands out wide with the palms facing up. That way you can't grip onto the floor either with your hands or your back. Inhale, tighten the core muscles, and exhale, take one leg at a time to tabletop. Glue the knees and the feet together. Inhale to take the legs out to one side, lifting the hip as we do, and exhale to bring the knees back to the ceiling. Inhale, take them out to the other side, and exhale to bring them back. Okay, so keep going. Want to keep the shoulder blades down on the floor as we do this. So you can lift the hip, but not the shoulders off the floor. So only take the legs out as far as you can, keeping the shoulders down on the floor the whole time. The other thing you want to watch for when you're doing this exercise is to keep the legs in that same tabletop shape. So be careful not to bring the knees any closer to the chest as you take it out to the side. You also want to make sure that you've got the knees glued together, so don't let one slip past the other. Keep them right on top of the other. So there's a few reasons why you need to keep this movement small so that you really feel this through the abs. We're going to do one more to each side. So inhale and take the legs out to the side. Exhale, make sure you feel that hip to diagonal rib as you pull it back in. Last one, inhale out to the side. Exhale to pull it back in, and then lower one foot and then the other to the floor. Good. Okay, bring the hands back down by your hips because we're going to do single leg circles. This is a great exercise for the small hip flexors. Inhale to tighten the core. Exhale, take one leg to tabletop and extend it to the ceiling, keeping it straight. Externally rotate the leg so that the inner thigh looks at you. Exhale to lower down through the center and inhale to circle the leg out to the side and back up to the top. Exhale down through the center and inhale to circle around and back up to the top. So keep going. You should make sure that the inner thigh is looking at you when you bring it up to the top. We're going to do 2 more in this direction. This exercise is great, as I said, for the small hip flexors. Their job is to keep the head of the femur or the head of the thigh bone in the hip socket. So you'll thank me when you're 150 and don't need a hip replacement. And now we're going the other way. Now this way's harder. So really tighten those core muscles. Exhale to take it out to the side and inhale back up through the center. Exhale out and around and inhale up through the center. 3 more in this direction. Make sure the hips stay nice and level as you're working. So keep those tight jeans muscle tight because they're the ones that keep the hips stable. Last one in this direction, make sure that inner thigh is looking at you. Bend the knee and lower it to the floor. Other leg. Exhale to lift and extend. Externally rotate the leg and point the toe. Make sure the inner thigh looks at you. And we're going down through the center with the exhale and inhale to circle it around and back up to the top. Down through the center with the exhale and inhale out and around. So let's do 3 more in this direction. Really focusing on the pelvis and the hips, making sure there's even weight through both buttocks and that you're not rocking around through the hips as you do this. 1 more. Exhale down through the center. Inhale to circle out and around. And let's go the other way. So exhale out and around. Inhale up through the center. So you take your center of gravity away from the torso much higher up and it stays out for longer. Make sure those core muscles are on nice and tight. There's 2 more like this, checking that the inner thigh is looking at you the whole time, particularly when it comes up through the center. Last one. Bend the knee and lower it to the floor. Excellent. So that's our core workout done. We're going into the abs now, starting with chest lift. So you have the option here of working with your feet on the floor. If you want to challenge yourself a little more, tighten the core and take the legs to tabletop. Glue the knees and feet together, hands come to the ceiling. Exhale, sweep the hands to the hips, lift the head and chest to look at the thighs, and inhale to lower down. Exhale, sweep and lift, and inhale to lower down. So keep going. Really reach through the hands as you lift up. Inhale down. Initiate the movement by sliding the ribs to the hips, pulling the chest up. Make sure that you're nodding the head in as you lift. Just nod the head in. Good. As if you've seen me across the room at a party and you're saying hello. Shouldn't feel any strain through the back of the neck as you're working. But if you do, you can pop one hand behind your head to support your head and keep working away. So reaching with one hand, make sure you're not pulling with the hand that's behind your head. Let's do 4 more. Exhale, sweep and lift, and inhale down. Exhale to lift, and inhale down. So really pull the ribs down to the hips so that you lift nice and high. Last 2. And 1 more. Exhale, sweep and lift, and inhale to lower down, lower the arms, and then 1 foot at a time. From here, we're moving into oblique chest lift. So it's very similar to what we just did, but crossing the body. Okay, so if you want to challenge yourself, again, you can take your legs to tabletop. So tighten the core with the inhale. Exhale, one leg, then the other leg. Keep them hip distance apart this time and take the hands to the ceiling. So this time, exhale, sweep one hand either side of one leg and inhale to lower down. Other side, exhale, sweep and lift and inhale to lower. So keep going, really lift and reach past the hip as if you're trying to touch your feet. Excellent. We've got 3 more to each side. Exhale, sweep and reach past your hips. Good. Excellent. Now remember to nod your chin as you're lifting. You've got a 10-kilo bowling ball sitting on top of your neck. Keep the head nodded down. That means it can come with your chest. Don't let it hang back because that's when you get strain through the neck. Exhale, sweep and lift. Think about rib sliding across to the opposite hip. And there's 1 more to each side. I've lost count, so I'm throwing in a bonus one. Exhale, sweep and lift. Inhale to lower down. Lower the hands. 1 leg and then the other leg. So your abs should be starting to feel a little warm. We're going to roll onto our side and keep working our abs. We're doing double leg lift this time. So this one works the obliques, both front and back of the waist. So it's great for trimming the waistline, which is an added bonus. Coincidentally, it also supports the back. So inhale to tighten the core. That's going to keep your hips stacked. And exhale to lift both legs as high as you can. Inhale to lower. Exhale, lift the legs and inhale to lower. Good. So keep going. As you lift the legs, make sure you're reaching through the toes, keeping the legs as long as possible. Think about sliding your hip up to your rib. A bit like what we did with our chest lift that we just finished, but then we were doing rib down to hip. Now we're bringing the hip up to the rib, shortening the distance between the hip and the rib. Good. So keep going. Let's do 5 more. Exhale, lift and inhale to lower. Exhale, lift and inhale to lower. Really reach through the legs as if you're trying to draw a line on the wall at the end of your mat. And there's 3 to go. 2. 1 more. Good. And lower back down. Now we're going to work the inner thigh while we're here. So take that top leg, either hold it up at hip height or bend the knee and place the foot flat on the floor in front of you. So it's really just getting that leg out of the way. We're going to work the inner thigh of the bottom leg. So really reach through that bottom leg and exhale to lift and inhale to lower. Exhale, lift that leg and inhale to lower. So let's keep going now. Really reaching as we go, drawing that line on the mat, on the wall at the end of the mat. Good. Let's do 5 more like this. Take it as high as you can. This time I'm going to hold it up and take it higher for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower down. Good. Let's flip to the other end of our mat or roll over so that we do the other side. Lying in a long straight line, stack your hips, tighten the core because it's your tight jeans muscle that's going to keep you balanced on the mat. Reach through the legs and exhale to lift both legs off the mat and inhale to lower. So it's exhale to lift and inhale to lower. Really reach through the toes as if you're drawing that line on the wall at the end of your mat. And try and slide the hip up to the ribs, shortening the distance between the hip and the ribs. Good. Keep going now. Belly button to spine as you lift. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. There's only 4 to go. Make sure your shoulder stays relaxed. Shoulders get quite enthusiastic and they like to join in on lots of exercises where they're not required. So 3 to go now. I think I just threw in a bonus one. Exhale, lift, and inhale, lower. And there's 2. Is that another bonus one? And 1, and lower. Take that top foot, put it out of the way, or keep it at hip height. I'm going to keep mine at hip height on this side. So, bottom leg. Exhale to lift that bottom leg and inhale, lower. Exhale, lift the bottom leg and inhale, lower. So if you've got your leg out at hip height, make sure that you're bringing the ankle bones together and really squeeze the inner thigh. Try not to turn the feet towards each other so the toes touch, because that's a shortcut. I know all the shortcuts. So bring the ankle bones together. Good. I forgot to count, so let's do 5 more. Exhale, lift, and inhale, lower. It's not that I can't count, it's just that I don't. Exhale, lift, and inhale, lower. 2 more, and lift, and lift. And this one we're going to hold up, and we're going to beat the heels for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Okay, so now we're going to work on our glutes. So I'm going to start with clams. So for clams, stack your feet, your knees, your hips and your shoulders. Bring the feet back in line with the spine, a bit like the fetal position, because that's where we'd like to end up after this exercise. Okay, so glue the feet together. Bring that top hip slightly further forward. You'll notice that your top knee is slightly forward of your bottom knee, and that's a good thing. Lift the underside of your waist as if ants are going to crawl through underneath there. So don't crush the ants. Okay, so keep the feet glued together. Exhale to lift that top knee and inhale to lower. Exhale, lift, and inhale, lower. So keep going. Take the top hand, pop it on your buttock so you can feel the glute muscle working. Be sure that you keep your tight jeans muscle tight, because that's going to keep your hips stacked and also keep them stable. What we don't want to do with this exercise is to be rolling the hip, because if we roll the hip, we're going to be using our hip flexor and our abs rather than the glute. All right, so this is to get our beach bum happening here. So it's exhale to lift and inhale to lower. And these muscles are fantastic for making you look great in shorts and jeans, as well as keeping you upright. They're your balance muscles. So they're pretty important. Exhale, lift, and inhale, lower. 3 to go. 2. This one we're going to hold up. Hold it up, extend the leg long. Sweep it forward, and from here we're going to do circles, up and around. There's going to be 10 of them. Flex the foot and draw the circles with your heel. So there's 4, 5, 6, dinner plate size circles, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the leg up, don't drop it down. Turn the toes up and lift up and back to hip height. Exhale, lift, and inhale, lower. So make sure the leg stays at hip height. That means the underside of the leg is the same height as the top of the hip. That way we're working through the glute still. If it's lower than there, you're going to actually be working your quad. So if you're feeling it in your quad, lift your leg a little higher and it'll get into your glute. I've lost count, but it feels like we're up to about 7, 8, 9, 10. Toes down and lift with the heel this time. So exhale, lift. This is a different glute muscle. It's your glute minimus. It's the smallest glute muscle. That's probably why it hurts the most, because it's the most underused muscle. So let's keep going. And there's going to be 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Does it feel like daggers in your buttock? It should. Bring your feet together, lower the knee, and relax. Good. We're going to flip to the other side to do it all again on the other side. That's why we have two, twice the fun. Okay, so lying on that bottom arm, stack your feet, your knees and your hips. Make sure your feet are back in line with your hips and your spine. Bring the top hip forward, lift the underside of the waist. Bring that top hand, place it on your buttock so you can feel your muscles working. Tighten the core and exhale to lift the knee, inhale to lower. Exhale, lift and inhale, lower. Good, so keep going. Should feel that leg really working the buttock muscle. There's a whole family of muscles in there. There's your glute minimus, that's the toes down. Glute medius, that's the one we're working now. Glute maximus, that's the one that runs over the centre of the back, giving you that nice perky bottom. There's the deep hip rotators, we'll get to those later. And the piriformis muscle. So there's a whole lot of them in there that we've got to work. So let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it up, extend the leg long, make sure it's at hip height. Sweep it forward so the thighs are on top of each other, flex the foot and draw dinner plate size circles with your heel. So there's 10 of them in each direction. And that's probably 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way, 10 in this direction. Make sure they're dinner plate size. I've seen some pretty big dinner plates in my day. All right, and while you're working through the pain threshold, you can put anything you like on that dinner plate. Okay, let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Toes up, we're not finished yet. Lift and lower. So it's exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Keep going. Get to the end of this and you'll be loving yourself sick. Okay, 4 to go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Toes down for glute minimus, the little one. And exhale, lift and inhale, lower. And lift and inhale, lower. Hard to think something so small can create so much pain, but it does. I'm feeling it too, so come with me, stay with me. And let's do 5 more. 5, 4, there's a stretch coming up. 3, 2, 1. And lower the foot together and then lower the knee. Nicely done. Let's stretch those glutes. Okay, promise to stretch. Here we go. Bend the knees, feet flat on the floor. The leg that you worked first, cross that ankle over the opposite knee and press the knee away. You should start to feel a nice stretch through the glute. Okay, if you want more stretch, lift the other foot off the mat as well and pull that knee towards you. You want the stretch to be about as intense as the exercise so that you're not sore in 2 days' time. But if you are sore, all you have to do is warm up your muscles either by going for a walk or having a hot shower and do this stretch again, and that should be enough to get you back on the straight and narrow. Good, so lower that down. Cross the other ankle over the opposite knee, press the knee away, start the stretch. And when you feel that stretch starting to ease off a little, lift the other foot off the mat and pull that knee towards you while you're still pushing the other knee out. So even though it feels as intense as the exercise, that's a good thing. Keep with it, because as soon as you stop doing it, the pain stops too, and you'll feel fabulous. Okay, couple more breaths. Every time you exhale, you should feel that muscle ease off a little. 1 more. Beautiful. Okay, that's the good news. Sad news is we're doing glute maximus and hamstrings next. So another one of the glute muscles, but we're also adding the hamstrings. If you tend to cramp through the back of your legs, take your feet slightly further away from your hips. If you want those hamstrings to work a little harder, bring them closer to your hips. So make them hip distance apart with your knees bent, feet flat on the floor, and your hands by your hips. Start with your pelvis in neutral, so nice flat pelvis. Inhale to tighten the core. Exhale, tilt the pelvis back towards you, lifting the tailbone off the mat, and then start peeling your spine up off the mat so that you're rising up onto your shoulders. Good. From here, tighten the core with the inhale, keep the tailbone high, and then roll down from the chest end first. So press down through the chest as you press up on the tailbone, rolling down one vertebra at a time, laying your spine out on the mat like a bicycle chain until finally the hips hit, and then the tailbone, and you're back to your flat neutral pelvis. We're going to do that again. Inhale, tighten. Exhale, tilt the pelvis. Tailbone lifts off, and then lift each vertebra one at a time up off the mat as if you're lifting the bicycle chain up link by link until you're finally up onto your shoulders. At the top, just check in. Make sure that you're pressing through your feet. That's working your hamstrings. Squeezing your glutes and lifting your hips up as high as you can. You're trying to get a straight line from your knees through your hips to your shoulders, but be careful not to arch the back and flare your ribs. So slide your ribs down to your hips, closing that down to a straight line. So it's different to a bridge in yoga where you arch the back. In Pilates, we keep the ribs closed down. So keep the hips high and roll back down, laying your spine down on the mat, one vertebra at a time. This enables you to stretch the spine, stretching the vertebra apart, keeping the spine young and flexible so you move easily and freely. Good. We're going up again. Inhale to tighten and exhale, tilt the pelvis and roll up. The great thing about the spine is there's this muscle called the multifidus that actually connects itself to each separate individual vertebra. And that way you can move them one at a time. Good. From here, we're going to roll down one last time before we take it up a notch. So, exhale, press down through the chest, lowering each vertebra one at a time, back down onto the mat, laying your spine out along the mat, all the way down until it's the tailbone, the last thing to hit. Good. As I mentioned, we're taking it up a notch. So here we go again. Tighten the core, exhale, tilt the pelvis and roll up, one vertebra at a time, right up onto your shoulder girdle like we were doing. So at the top, we're going to squeeze the glutes, work them really hard, keep the hips high and level. We're going to take one leg to tabletop and inhale to lower down. Other side, no dipping through the hips. Exhale, lift the other leg to tabletop and inhale to lower down. Good. So keep going. We're alternating sides. We're keeping the hips high and level. So be careful not to dip through the hips. Be careful that you don't let one hip drop to the side as you lift the leg. You want to really squeeze the glutes. Keep the hips high and level. Oh, and by the way, no holding with your hands. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. One more on the other side. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. It's okay to feel your back muscles working. And roll down one vertebra at a time. Good. Nicely done. So from here, we're working on the arms. I'm going to do some push-ups. So let's roll over. Now you have options with your push-ups. Take your hands about shoulder distance apart, a little bit further. Turn your fingers to 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. The knees for option 1 can either be underneath your hips, so that you lower your chest towards the floor and press back up. Option 2, take the knees out a bit further so you're in a kneeling plank. So when you're lowering your chest to the floor, the lever is a little longer. For option 3, if you're feeling like a challenge today, come up onto your toes and press to the floor. Now remember, you can go from one option to the other during the challenge. Okay, so let's go. It's inhale to lower and exhale to press up. We're doing 10. Inhale, lower, and exhale to press up. Keep going. Keep your eyes on the floor. Be careful not to dangle your head. Inhale down. Exhale, lift. Really press the floor away from you as you lift up. Good. Inhale and press back up. Excellent. There's 3 to go. Inhale down. Exhale to press up. Press evenly through both hands. Good. Last one. And press back up. Come back onto your heels and stretch out for a moment. Because the good news is we've got tricep push-ups next. Okay. So with those push-ups, you would have felt it through your biceps and your pecs. Now we're going to work the triceps, which is the muscle at the back of the arm, the tuck shop lady arms. So tuck shop lady arms, be gone. Tricep push-ups start with your fingers facing forward and they're right underneath your shoulders. The knees are right underneath your hips. So we're going to inhale to lower the nose towards the floor and the elbows go towards the floor. Exhale to press our nose forward of our fingers and press back up. So inhale to lower our nose behind our thumbs and exhale to press forward and press back up. So keep going. You want to focus on keeping your elbows tucked in. So don't let them flare out to the side or you'll be using your biceps again. Inhale to lower and exhale to press through. To make this exercise slightly easier, because it is a small muscle, just don't go so low. Good. Or, if you prefer, you can go low, but don't go so far forward. And press up. Do some low and some higher up. And mix it up. Now you want to be sure that you're not arching through your back, like in yoga where you do cobra, like that. Keep the ribs close down to the hips and keep tucking the tailbone under. And that'll help you keep the back nice and straight. Not sure what number we're up to, but let's do 4 more. So it's inhale down, exhale to push forward and up. Inhale down, exhale to push forward and up. Good. Keep going. Remember, it's all for a good cause. Dig deep, as they say. And 1 more. Inhale down, exhale to press forward and up. And come and sit back onto your heels. From here, we're going to work the legs. So we're going to jump up and do some squats. So one area we haven't worked yet is your legs. I know we did inner thighs. I know we've done glutes, but we're actually going to do your legs. We're going to do some squats. So stand with your feet about hip distance apart. Now I've seen most people stand like that. They have a pessimistic view of their hips. Bring them in and make them sit right underneath your hip bones. Okay. So tighten the core and stand nice and tall. Now we're going to inhale to lower our hips towards the floor. You want to make sure that when you lower, you're sending your hips backwards as if you're about to sit into a chair. Okay, so it's inhale to lower down and exhale to stand nice and tall. Inhale to lower down and exhale to stand nice and tall. So keep going. Keep the knees over the center toes as you work away. Make sure your core stays on. So just because you're lowering down doesn't mean you let your stomach hang out. Okay, so keep the core on, keep pulling up through the torso. As you stand tall, press your feet down through the floor and send your head to the ceiling. So you're keeping your body weight up. you're literally standing up. Okay, so press through your feet to stand nice and tall. Inhale down, exhale to stand tall. Imagine you're about to sit into a chair and send the hips backwards every time you press down. Let's do 2 more. Good. Excellent. Now bring your feet so the heels are together. They're in little V's. Okay, we're going to do that again. You're going to feel a bit like a ballet dancer, but that's okay. Inhale down, send the hips backwards, and exhale to press back up. Inhale down and exhale to press up. Good. Make sure you keep even weight through your feet. You should feel like you're pressing down through your heels as well as your big toes and your little toes. That's called 3-point standing. Press up. Good. So you'll only go as far as you can go that your Achilles tendon will allow you to bend. Okay, so some people will go lower than others. Doesn't really matter how deep you go, just as long as you go as deep as you can, what works for your body. Good. So it's inhale down and exhale to lift up. Inhale down, send your head to the ceiling and stand up. Keep going. You'll notice with your core turned on, you feel a lot lighter through the legs and that your body weight stays up into your torso. Really handy trick to take with you into the real world every day. Stand tall and send your head to the ceiling. Let's do 2 more. Good. 1 more. Excellent. Now take your feet wide into a wide V. Toes turned out to the corners of the room. So this time we're going to inhale to lower down and send our knees over the centre toe. Exhale to press back up. Inhale, send your hips backwards and exhale to press back up. You're still about to sit into that chair behind you. So send your hips backwards as you lower down and press through your feet as you press back up. Now make sure your knees are heading over your centre toe. If your knees actually don't go out over your centre toe and they're further in from your big toe, just turn your feet a little closer in so that when you do go down, the knees can go over your centre toe. Keep going now. Let's do 5 more and then I've got a surprise. Inhale down, exhale, press back up. Inhale down, exhale, press back up. Keep going. 2 more. Inhale, get that seat behind you. Remember you're sitting down into the chair. Good. Press back up. This time we're going to take it down, hold it down. We're going to lift the right heel while we're down and lower. Lift and lower. 3 more. Lift and lower. 2 to go. Should feel a little bit of burning going on there. Left side, lift and lower. And lift and lower. Don't move up and down. Stay nice and still, and there's 2 more. Lift and lower, lift and lower. Alternating, right, left, right, left. 3 more sets, right, left, right, left. Last set, right, left, and press back up. You should have burning legs by now, and that's a good thing. Okay, it's time to stretch. We're going to start with our standing hamstring and hip flexor stretch. So hip flexors, hamstrings. Standing on your mat, take a giant step forward and make sure the heel of the back foot is lifted up. Tuck your tailbone under and you should start to feel a stretch through the front of the leg. That's good because we just worked that muscle. So lower that leg or lower the knee towards the floor. You'll feel a stronger stretch through here. And you'll feel that hip flexor open up a little bit. So if when you stand up from a seated position, you have trouble stretching up or taking your body weight, it's probably that you've got tight hip flexors and you need to do this stretch more often. Standing up from there, stand back on your back foot, turn the toes up of your front foot and reach forward for your toes. You might not get to your toes, you might only get to your ankle or your calf. And that's okay. Just go as far as you can go, what works for your body. So really reach and you'll feel that nice stretch through the back of that leg. Standing back up to an upright position, we're going to change sides. So So take a giant step forward on the other leg and make sure the heel is up on the back foot. Tuck the tailbone under and send that knee down towards the floor. Feel the stretch through the front of the back leg. You'll probably feel a stretch through the quad, which is the thigh muscle, because we've just worked that in our squats. You'll feel this one working still though. Good. Press back up, stand back and turn the heel down, toes up of the front foot. Lean forward over that front leg and reach for your toes, or your ankle, or your calf. So you should feel a nice stretch down the back of the front leg. From here, I want to take you down onto the mat for mermaid. Mermaid's a great stretch. Stretches a lot of the body. It's a lovely way to finish a workout. So sitting like a pretzel, people don't get that when I say that, but I think that your leg position is like a pretzel. Okay, now the hand that's on the same side as your front leg comes up and over your head. So your fingers and your toes are all facing in the same direction. With that top hand, you're going to reach for the wall on the other side of the room and get a nice side stretch all the way down the outside of your body. With this hand, you're going to sweep it around onto the front knee. And if you don't have any lower back problems, so as long as you don't have a bulging disc in your lumbar area or anywhere through your back, you can use that front hand to help you pull underneath that top arm and rotate, so you get a rotational stretch as well. Good. Unfold from there and swing your legs over to the other side. Okay, sitting like a pretzel, take the hand that's on the same side as your front leg and reach it up and over, as if you're trying to touch the wall on the other side of the room. Your toes and your fingers are all pointing in the same direction. That way you know you've got the right hand. Bring the other hand across and rotate underneath. Good. Unravel out of there. Thanks for your workout. You should be tingling all over. See you on the mat.